back to the Point Student Ministry Update. I'm so glad to be back with you. I've got several things I need to share with you this week that you need to be aware of. The first thing is we are logging in our students at those kiosks that you see in our lobby, and the kids use the last 4 digits of their telephone number to be able to register either for the 9:30 or the 11 o'clock service. And so what we need is we now need our youth leaders and our small group leaders to log in as well. It helps us measure several different things. And so if you could just put the last 4 digits of your telephone number at those touch screens, yeah, I guess that's what they're called, at the kiosks, that will also register and log you in as well, so we need that information. The next thing is some of y'all are still having trouble getting the Dare to Share email curriculum that comes out every Monday. It's not coming into your mailbox for some reason, and so some of you are trying to get in touch with Virginia on like a Saturday saying, hey, I still haven't gotten it, but I need to know what y'all are going to be talking about tomorrow morning. So there's going to be a number down at the bottom of your screen. That's Virginia's telephone number. So instead of emailing her or Facebooking her if you are having complications getting the Dare to Share Sunday morning curriculum, call or text instead. And that number is 210-291-3351. That's 210-291-3351. Don't email, don't Facebook, call her. That's by her request. Super Summers interview is done. The process is finished. Sunday you will see a list of those that we feel God has led us to choose for this particular summer experience. And so what we need is we need your support. We have gone through painstaking processes to make sure that it's fair, it's unbiased, and we have really sought the Lord, and we've put our hearts and our minds together, myself, Mike, Virginia, and Phil, and we all have sat in a room together, and we have gone through this process, and so the 25 that we're taking are the 25 that we're taking, so we really just need your support in this, because you may get a little bit of backlash, or there may be some who have some questions, and you just need to support us in those decisions that we made. The next thing is if you're a small group leader, make sure that you're here at least 15 minutes before the service, whether it be 9:30 or 11 o'clock. That way you're here, you're present, you're here to welcome your kids and your students at your table when they walk in. You can give them a big hug, love them, high five, see how their week is going, just in a real informal setting over a cup of coffee or a candy bar or whatever it is that you've got in your hand. And so we really want you to be here 15 minutes before we start, so you're fully present and fully ready to go and do some amazing ministry. What else do I have on my list here? Oh, no students are actually allowed to leave, even if they're seniors. No students are allowed to leave the campus without written permission and me signing off on it. And the reason why is for a couple of things. First off, if a parent comes to me and they want to know where their student is at and they're off having tacos somewhere and I don't know about it, I'm going to have to say I don't know, and that makes me look like I'm out of control and I don't know what's going on here in my ministry. And the other reason why is because we really want everybody to be present here on campus on Sunday mornings. This is our time to meet together as a family. So if you want to do special things with your students, we certainly encourage that. We applaud that. And what we're going to need is just for you to take a moment and fill out this small group leader activity request form. This isn't more paperwork for more paperwork's sake. What this allows me to do is to get behind you 100% and know where you're going, and that way if I have a parent who asks me information, I'll know and I can say, yeah, this is a great thing and I do know about it and here are the details. But if I'm caught off guard and I don't know anything, it looks like we don't have our act together and we're not putting the best interests of our students on the front end of things if the youth minister doesn't know. So if you want to do something special, like take your kids to the park, take them to a hockey game, take them to go clean out your garage, whatever it is, we need a Point small group leader activity request form, and we need those turned into Virginia a week in advance, and that way we can put it on the calendar and be aware of it and support it. That's all there is about that. What's the next thing? Oh yeah, the National Leaders Gathering. This is the leadership summit that Grace Point hosts. We're actually going to be having the National Leaders Gathering on March the 24th at 11:30 right here on campus. This is the Willow Creek Association webcast. It's a 60-minute event with Bill Hybels, and he's going to introduce the 2010 faculty lineup for the August event. This event will begin promptly at 11:30, and we promise to be respectful of your time. My little sheet sheet says, and we will be done by 1:30. The location is right here, and it's going to be here in the Student Center, if I'm not mistaken. And if you want to be a part of that, we ask that you RSVP to the email address down below. That's tony.renfro@gracepoint.org, or you can call here at the church, which is 210-558-5908, by March the 19th. Also, this coming Saturday is Spring Forward, so we're going to lose an hour's sleep, but we're going to gain some extra daylight, which I'm really excited about. So don't forget to set your clocks forward. And if you missed the youth worker training this past Wednesday, I thought it went really well. It was so exciting just to be able to share my heart, my philosophy on youth ministry, and I think it meant a lot to those who were there as well. If you missed it, we need you here Sunday. It's from 5 till 7. It's going to be in the COG building, or the kids building, in the little theater room, and we're going to feed you, and it's going to be great. So I'm very excited about being able to take advantage of one more opportunity to be able to share my heart and where this youth ministry is going. So if you're going to work with students, you need to be there. So we look forward to seeing you there, and I really think that that's it. There was just one thing that I wanted to pass on to you in the next moment here, and all right, here we go. All right, from Help, I'm a youth volunteer workbook, and I'm reading it to you so you don't have to buy it. Focus on follow-up is what it's talking about here. And it says that one of the toughest tasks of a youth ministry team is tracking and caring for its young people. So true. Without proper follow-up, kids can easily get lost and fall into a hole of forgotten names and faces. And the larger that our youth group becomes, the more difficult this task really is, and that's true. So effective follow-up involves an active concern for what's happening in a student's life. Their world, it goes on to say, is so overwhelming that they need someone to make it small, noticing when something is wrong, caring about their mood swings, being concerned about their successes and failures, and noticing when they miss youth group. That is huge to a student. So quality follow-up communicates the ABCs of student ministry. It's acceptance, knowing that they belong, and being cared for. And it's amazing to watch a person who doesn't feel good about themselves come into contact with someone who wants to follow up with them and see how their life is going and begin to show them love by being consistent in the ABCs of youth ministry. And he goes on to share, and it's so true, and I've seen this in my own experience, that I've watched young people with low self-esteem grow in their faith and confidence because someone took the time to follow up with them. And so be sure to do that. It's all about relationships in youth ministry and pointing them to Jesus. And Jesus is going to be a lot more real to them when they see it modeled through someone who cares. And so if God has given you just 3 or 4 or 6 or 10 students to be that person in their life, own that and make sure that you really focus on making sure that that happens every single week. It's all about relationships. Guys, I love you so much. I'm so excited about what God is doing here in this ministry, and I hope you are too. I'm praying for you guys, and I will see you Sunday.